Unanswered questions about Peppa Pig that drive fans crazy. 1. How do names really work? Alright, let's get into the weird and wonderful world of Peppa Pig's naming conventions. Ever notice how almost every character's name is a tongue twister? We get Peppa Pig, Susie Sheep, and Danny Dog. It's like the show's creators decided that matching initials are the secret sauce for instant cuteness. But then bam, there's George Pig, who seems to have missed the memo on alliteration. Maybe George is the rebellious one of the pig family, who knows? Now think about the grown-ups. Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig are forever stuck with the same surname, no matter how many roles they juggle. Imagine if Daddy Pig was known as something different before becoming a dad, like Brad or even Zachary. Did he have a cool single life name? And when Peppa grows up and has her own piglets, will Daddy Pig transform into Grandpa Pig? And what wild naming shenanigans will follow? It's a never-ending identity puzzle where every new generation could, in theory, change the game. 2. Why are some animals fully anthropomorphic, while others aren't? In Peppa Pig's world, almost every character walks, talks, and even drives like a human, except for a few holdouts like petfish and certain non-mammals who stubbornly stick to their animal roots. It's as if the creators decided that while pigs, sheep, and dogs get the full Hollywood treatment with outfits and witty banter, the fish are left in their bowls, doing fishy things like swimming and probably judging us from the water. Think about it. Imagine if every creature in Peppa's universe were fully anthropomorphic. You'd have goldfish discussing stock markets or turtles debating the merits of mud baths. That might sound fun, but it would also turn the show into a surreal zoo where the line between nature and human behavior blurs into a chaotic mess. Instead, by keeping some animals strictly animal, the series maintains a balance. This offers we the viewers a mix of relatable characters and a pinch of wild, unfiltered nature. 3. Is interspecies romance ever on the table? In the Peppa Pig universe, you'd think that with all the cross-species friendships, like Peppa hanging out with Susie Sheep or Danny Dog, there'd be some juicy interspecies romance going on, right? But nope, families always stick to one species. It's like a strict unwritten rule. Pigs date pigs, sheep date sheep, and so on. Imagine the drama if a pig and a sheep started dating. You'd have a real-life Romeo and Juliet scenario, but with muddy puddles and baaing instead of dramatic balcony scenes. Well, maybe get an animation for only pigs then. I mean, the world of Peppa Pig. Maybe it's just easier for the animators. After all, mixing species for romance might lead to a confusing family tree. Meet our son, part pig, part sheep, and full-on confused. And honestly, the creators probably want to keep the focus on fun and simplicity rather than dissecting genetic love stories. Plus, the charm of Peppa Pig lies in its consistency. While the characters' friendships cross all sorts of species lines, the love lives remain safely in the same barnyard. Of course, this hasn't stopped fans from scribbling wild fan fiction about forbidden cross-species love. Yikes. 4. How does employment work? In the delightful chaos of Peppa Pig's world, employment isn't exactly by the book. Take Miss Rabbit, for example. One minute, she's delivering letters as a postman. The next, she's rescuing the day as a firefighter or even patching up boo-boos as a doctor. It's the ultimate job-hopping extravaganza where formal training is merely an optional accessory. It makes you just want to look for Miss Rabbit on LinkedIn. Oh, to get my hands on her resume. Perhaps in her world, being multi-talented is the norm, a kind of jack-of-all-trades superpower that everyone envies. Instead of traditional schools or colleges, maybe there's a universal get-a-job-in-Peppa's world shortcut that turns ordinary characters into instant experts in a dozen fields. The creators might be playfully poking fun at our real-world obsession with specialization. After all, who wouldn't want a friend who can deliver your mail, extinguish a fire, and fix a scraped knee all in one go? 5. Why does George rarely speak more than a few words? One of the head-scratchers that has fans buzzing is why little George, Peppa's baby brother, barely utters more than a few grunts or the occasional "da," while everyone else chats away like they're on a perpetual lunch break. It's like George is playing a lifelong game of less is more. Or maybe he's just too busy perfecting his muddy puddle splashing skills. On one hand, you could chalk it up to him being a toddler. His vocabulary is naturally limited, and his adorable mumbles add to his charm. But on the other hand, it's almost as if George's silence is a deliberate move by the creators, a mysterious design choice that leaves plenty of room for fan theories. Is he the quiet observer who knows all the secrets of the Peppa Pig universe? Or is his minimal dialogue a playful jab at the overwhelming chatter of the other characters? Some fans even speculate that every time George only grunts, he's actually delivering a profound, unsaid message about life, the universe, and everything muddy. Whether it's a case of toddler talk or an enigma wrapped in a riddle, George's quiet nature continues to fuel endless questions among fans, making him one of the most intriguing, silent members of the family. 6. What governs the building rules? Hear me out. With Peppa Pig, you'd quickly realize that conventional physics and everyday logic were left at the door. One minute, you're witnessing a house perched on a ridiculously steep hill. The next, characters defy gravity by splashing in muddy puddles without a care in the world. It's as if an unseen rulebook, written in invisible ink, is guiding every scene, ensuring that the world remains as delightfully nonsensical as possible. Some might argue that there's a method to this madness. Maybe the creators are playing with the idea that life doesn't always follow a strict set of rules. Sometimes you just have to embrace the absurdity. In Peppa's world, environmental details are more about sparking joy than reflecting reality. A character might drive a car that's too big for a toddler's world, or a building might casually defy architecture norms. In essence, the unseen rules seem to be keep it playful, keep it unexpected, and never let reality get in the way of a good splash in a muddy puddle. It's this deliberate disregard for real-world logic that keeps fans endlessly entertained and questioning the magic behind every episode. 7. Why do the characters never grow up? In the Peppa Pig universe, time seems to be on a permanent coffee break. No matter how many adventures unfold, Peppa remains a spunky 4-year-old with just one birthday throughout the show, and her family never trades in their baby bonnets for grown-up worries. This raises a deliciously perplexing question. Why do the characters stay stuck in eternal childhood? Is it a secret fountain of youth hidden behind every muddy puddle, or is time just a polite suggestion in their world? One could argue that it's a clever storytelling trick, a way to keep each episode fresh and familiar for a new generation of pint-sized fans. After all, if Peppa suddenly started growing up, who would jump in those iconic puddles or giggle at every little mishap? It's like living in a never-ending recess where every day is a chance to play without the burden of homework or bills. Of course, fans have their own wild theories. Maybe there's a mysterious pause button on time that the creators forgot to release, or perhaps it's simply cartoon logic, where the rules of aging are more like friendly guidelines. Either way, the everlasting youth of Peppa and her pals is one of those mysteries that keeps us all delightfully guessing. 8. Just how many red dresses does Peppa have? Peppa's signature red dress is less like a vast, secret wardrobe and more like a timeless uniform, one that never seems to wrinkle or fade, no matter how many muddy puddles she splashes in. It's almost as if, instead of stocking an endless collection, Peppa's whole look is designed to be instantly recognizable. And who's behind that impeccable appearance? Mummy Pig, of course! In the Peppa Pig universe, it appears that Mummy Pig has a superpower when it comes to laundry. While we all know Daddy Pig would probably be too busy bungling around or maybe admiring his own reflection to ever tackle a load of washing, Mummy Pig is the quiet domestic genius keeping everything neat and tidy. Every day, she works her magic in the laundry room, ensuring that Peppa's iconic red dress always looks as fresh as if it was straight out of a commercial. So, rather than Peppa hoarding a closet full of dresses for each day of the week, it's really all about Mummy Pig's stellar washing skills. 9. Why are all the animals the same size, and why is Mr. Potato so big? Oh please, again. Welcome to the Peppa Pig universe, where logic takes a holiday. In this world, every animal is cut from the same cloth. Imagine if elephants and rabbits had their real-life size differences. Dinner time would be one chaotic circus. Instead, the creators decided, let's make everything perfectly uniform so even a wily toddler can follow the action without squinting at a miniature elephant or a towering rabbit. And speaking of standing out, enter Mr. Potato. Now, while every other character is busy fitting into this neat little mold, Mr. Potato is the diva of the veggie world. He's basically larger than life, like he's saying, I may be a spud, but honey, I'm the star of the show. So why are all the animals the same size? Because uniformity makes the cartoon magic work, maybe, and then Mr. Potato pops in to remind us that sometimes you've just got to be extra. 10. How do they always fall down laughing and nobody breaks a knee? I mean, come on. Ever wonder how Peppa and her pals collapse into giggles without a scratch? It's all thanks to cartoon magic. Of course, at this point, every laugh comes with an invisible airbag, so when they belly flop to the floor, it's all cushioned fun. No bruises, no bumps, just endless, safe, and carefree laughter. However, in our reality, one hearty laugh might lead to a clumsy spill or a scraped knee. But in Peppa's universe, the physical consequences of hilarity have been politely adjusted. Characters drop down, belly flopping onto the floor, and then spring right back up as if nothing happened, ready for another round of merriment. It's cartoon logic at its finest, a crazy world where laughter is so contagious it defies the harsh realities of gravity, keeps everyone safe, sound, and endlessly amused.